Welcome back. Today we're going to look into the NFAC and the Black Hebrew Israelites, and then we're going to end it with a lighter note, so stay tuned. As you might have seen this weekend in Stone Mountain Park in Georgia, there was an armed protest. Maybe that's all you heard, but in my opinion, it was a lot more than that. And that's what you're here for. Your favorite ginger's shameless opinion. And not just shameless, but also soulless. Now, the protest was led by a guy called Grandmaster Jay, the founder and leader of the NFAC. And if you're asking yourself, what is the NFAC? What does it stand for? Wonder no more. It stands for the Not Fucking Around Coalition. Fun, right? Maybe not. The NFAC, which is what we're going to refer to them as, is a variant of the Black Hebrew Israelites, an organization that has been deemed anti-Semitic, anti-white, militant by the Anti-Defamation League and the Southern Poverty Law Center, which has also called them a hate group. Now you might be asking, even if I disagree with people, shouldn't I protect the rights to protest, even if it's armed? 100%, of course, always. Constitution, baby. But I don't think that's what this was. I don't think this was a protest. In my opinion, this was a military march. Why? Well, there were hundreds and hundreds of uniformed, which is very important, of uniformed soldiers under the command of one man, Grandmaster Jay. You don't believe me? Check it out.
Threat, counter threat. Because threats don't mean shit to us. Y'all been threatening us since Birmingham. I ain't seen shit. When is July the 4th? And all you scary ass Negroes that pass that shit around. Look at what the fuck you did. You made blacks come out. I don't see no white militia. So to the boogie boys, the 3%ers, and all the rest of you scared ass rednecks, we here. Where the fuck you at? We in your house. Let's go. NFAC, motherfucker. NFAC.
That's chilling. As you can see, they were hoping for violence. Hoping for the boogie boys, 3%ers, and scared ass redneck to show up. Peaceful, right? Grandmaster Jay has described how he wants to build a black-only ethno-state in the United States and demands that the government hand over Texas. Anything else, Grandmaster, sir? Funny how he calls himself Grandmaster too, right? The KKK also call themselves Grand Wizards. It's like they're the same thing almost. Also funny, one of the most famous KKK Grand Wizards, I forget his name, has called the Black Hebrew Israelites their black counterparts. And the reality is they're neither Grand Wizards nor are they Grandmasters. They're grand pieces of shit. All of them. And for a deeper insight into how Grandmaster Jay thinks, let's look at one of his tweets. Let's read. Hitler said even in his death he will start World War III. One of his soldiers asked how. Hitler replied, "The day mankind finds out what I was trying to defend this nation, Germany, from then, that's the day World War III will start. For on that day, mankind will learn that I was trying to save my nation from the Freemasons, the Illuminati, and the Jews. For if the American wins the war, then they will conquer the world and forever be a slave to the Jews, and they will try to conquer God. Do you know who America has in its possession?" "No," the soldier replied. "The Americans have the jewels of God. The Americans have stolen God's precious jewels." "What do you mean his precious jewels?" the soldier asked. Hitler said, "America has stolen the Jews of God, his jewelry, the Negroes. They are the true Hebrews. This is what this man believes, and he wants to incite World War III. What a sick fuck. When the lockdown protest happened, the armed protest in Michigan, the media covered it as white gun-crazed extremist and as extremely dangerous. Ooh.
Everyone has the right to protest, and I think the governor overreached in a lot of ways, and that upset a lot of people in the state of Michigan. But when we protest, we have to do it in a way that is appropriate. I totally denounce and condemn Nazi symbols that were used in some of the protests. I think it's a terrible idea to come into the Capitol with weapons, bearing weapons. knowing that it might be perceived as some form of intimidation.
Isn't it funny how these protests weren't even covered, and if they were just regarded to as just that, protests? Trump's presidency has destroyed the media institutions of this country. And not by his doing, but because the media has Trump derangement syndrome. Orange man bad. Everything he does must be proven wrong. Everything he says must be proven wrong, even if it means contradicting yourself. This is how CNN covered Mount Rushmore 4 years ago.
This is our country at its very best. What an incredible achievement.
Visiting Mount Rushmore today, Bernie Sanders taking in the majesty of the moment. This monument to 4 great American presidents.
And this is how CNN covers Mount Rushmore under Trump's presidency.
Kicking off the Independence Day weekend, President Trump will be at Mount Rushmore, where he'll be standing in front of a monument of 2 slave owners and on land wrestled away from Native Americans, told that be focusing on the effort to, quote, tear down our country's history.
I know it might seem like I'm just ranking on the left-wing media, which I am in this video because they're the ones with Trump derangement syndrome, but that's not to say that right-wing media isn't a joke. As you can tell, civil unrest in the United States is peaking pretty bad right now. I think the media has a lot to do with it. We need to be careful how we consume the media, how much we believe. Unfortunately, we need news, and right now we don't have a reputable news source. We cannot start having our marches in the streets. I mean, we could technically, but we shouldn't. This will lead to violence, more and more violence, more and more division. How do you not realize that? Black people are going to die. White people are going to die. Americans are going to die. Do you want another civil war? Been there, done that. I don't want one. Grandmaster James, shame on you, sir.
Shame. Shame.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Ginger out.